We went to the crafts fair even before we got married. We got married in 1984. And in 1983, the spinner that had been doing the show couldn't do it anymore. So a friend of ours asked Sherry if she'd be interested, and she said, yes, I want to do that. But when we got home, she said, I don't know how to spin. So every day for weeks, she and her friend would get together and she learned to spin. And it was contagious. I mean, Kelly learned to spin. Jennifer, I can't spin, and Jennifer can spin some, but Kelly's looks exactly like Sherry's, and I can't tell the difference in her spin. It was actually, the girls would come home with rocks in their shoes from school, so we thought, if they're that interested in rocks, we need to find out a place where they can learn about them. So Sherry and I found the club, the Memphis Archaeological Geological Society, and joined that. That was 22 years ago, and she was a collector. Anywhere we went, there had to be geology involved, so we would stop on roadsides and in parks and collect what was there. And I'm still doing that, and the girls are still doing it. We all still just fell in love with it and keep collecting. And geodes were part of that. We had a friend that called from Middle Tennessee and said he had geodes all over his property. We needed to come and get those. So we took buckets and loaded them with the geodes, and that got us started in collecting geodes. So I've been collecting geodes from all over the world since then. I think one of the questions that's asked the most is, so where's the needle on the spinning wheel that caused Sleeping Beauty, was it Sleeping Beauty?
Yeah.
To prick her finger. And that's an old, you might want to address that.
Well, that's a different type of spinning wheel, but that's definitely like the most common question that we get from like kids and their parents, because everyone wants to know, like, where is the needle on this thing? And it's actually on the spindle of one of the great wheels that's a lot bigger than the one that I use. So that's always interesting.
and here we are in this booth last year, and Kelly's spinning, and I'm cracking geodes, and Jennifer is crocheting. So, we're all doing the things that Sherry loved to do.
Something that makes the Pink Palace Craft Show really unique is that we're all so much of a family there, especially the demonstrators, because so many of us have been there for so many years, and last year was our first year doing the craft show without my mom, and she's kind of the driving force behind the Pink Palace Craft Show, the Fair on the Square in Collierville. And so we were a little unprepared to do it without her, and so anytime that we found that we were without something that we needed, the other demonstrators just rallied around us and just stepped in to kind of fill some of that gap so that we could make it happen. And so I think that's really unique to the Pink Palace Craft Show, is that it really is just its own little family and community.
I've been coming to the crafts fair for as long as I can remember, honestly, and I can remember my mom first engaging me in our booth by showing Kelly and I how to make little friendship bracelets out of yarn, something easy that we could learn quickly and kind of do as a demonstration to share in that passion that Mom had, and it kind of really just got us started. And I have loved going to the craft show every year for as long as I can remember. Just the people that you see, the demonstrators that you get to interact with. One of my favorite things to see are the potters, especially the pottery where they do the oxidation and the glass blowing. Just so neat to see all of these different talents that come together at the craft show, and the people are just so willing to share their knowledge and their skills with everybody who comes. So come join us, come see us with our spinning and our geode cracking, and be a part of the craft show.